It's definitely very interesting, but I think that for a matter of making it nice and smooth, we are going to probably first listen to all our speakers and perhaps have a debate with the floor. So let me introduce Mr. Ernesto Ardia, from one of the founder of Studio Legale Lauro, who will give us a presentation on contractual regulations of repair works and personal injury prevention. Thank you.
Thank you, Mariella. Thank you, Clive. I'll try to be as practical and as quick as possible in order to be a very small responsibility for any collapse in here. Okay, thank you. As we all know, a huge number of rules are governing safety. So far, codes, resolution, publications, conventions. Some of them are binding, some of them are just guidelines and recommendations for safety and health. In any case, all of them have two main objectives. First one, to prevent occupational accidents and the risk of injuries which may arise from the use of equipment and machinery. On the other hand, to create a more wide and general awareness on injuries which may arise from the use of this equipment and in respect of the need for an effective system of control of measure to prevent hazard. Of course, law cannot cover, as we know, every aspect of safety, and indeed, no human activity, I think, is free from any measure of risk. In the dealing with this topic, I will deal not with crew members, passengers, or stevedores, which are part of the big scenario which we find on the vessel. I will deal just with ship repairers who are temporary on board to cope with afloat repairs and layup services. Let's say that according to sorry, there is something lost. Okay. According to my experience in dealing with claim for injuries on board and deaths, in most cases, injuries are caused by lack of knowledge or inadequate trainings, incomplete understanding of procedures, non-adherence to procedures of the ship and of the ship operations, lack of foresight, and, which is most concerning, the taking of unnecessary risk, quite often even in quite simple operations. So far, I will just give you a few inputs in order that eventually this can be then discussed with the panelists. Ship repairing is an intrinsically hazardous operation, and this sector has a high rate of accident, and workers are exposed to multiple risks. The situation on board can be exasperated during repairing because a number of ship systems can be out of order during the operation to a more or less large extent. We know that in ordinary conditions, both at sea and in port, the ship owners are responsible for safety of the vessel. And when an accident occurs, there are investigations. Investigation whose objective, no doubt, in the first instance, is to determine liability and to apportion blame. So I listed here a number of steps which can be taken in order to secure as much as information as possible immediately. So far, matters to be investigated, taking photos as soon as possible, details of activities at the time of the incident, positioning of the workers, details of the work in progress, and position of any equipment that influenced the accident. Name, age, address of any eyewitness. If there is no eyewitness, position, name, age, and address of workers who had been working near the scene. Condition of any gear related to the accident. Name, age, where and when the injured person were, and the apparent extent of the injury. And last but not least, to liaise immediately with the maritime and criminal authorities in order to the cause of the accident. In the perspective of the prevention of future accident, the objective of the ascertainment of the causes and of the circumstances should be also to document and to evaluate the effective control techniques for potential health hazard. Here you can see a list of the some most common life-threatening accidents on board of ship. So we have enclosed space accidents, which is one of the most common, as they occur when people, workers, enter confined place in order to do some repairs, and these spaces are not gas-free. Electrical shock accident caused by unattended electrical conditions, exposed wires, and failure in taking basic precautions. Fire from welding, grinding, and cutting metal with torches, caused by generally if combustible materials had not been removed from all work locations. Hot work in tanks with explosive or toxic fumes, scaffolding and falling from heights as they happen, since harnesses and personal protective equipment are not used as they should have, then equipment failure and machinery getting crashed. My question so far is there any way for ship owners and ship repairers to cooperate each other in order to prevent injuries and deaths? As far as ship owners are concerned, I have thought that they may require as mandatory, before tendering out repairing of their vessel, some requirements. First, to require to ship repairers presentation of documentation of their health, safety, and environment standards. Second, special safety requirement can be included in the contract specifications. 3, safety meetings which can be held on board before commencing repairs or even ashore between the ship repairers and a representative of the ship owners, and eventually at the end of the meeting to draft a format wherein the ship owners and the ship repairers exchange relevant information concerning the area where repairs should be carried out, information concerning the workers who are going to do the work, including their technical ability and their experience, the expected duration of the work. This is because, at the end, safety repairs need actually the combined effort of two parties, which on one hand are the ship owners, on the other hand are the ship repairers. And what is definitely crucial to ensure that safety is maintained during these repairs are that both parties shall be conversant with each other, systems and requirements. All works shall be duly coordinated. There must be a continuous communication between the parties. Thank you.